Yo, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mo Better Weekly Roundup. We are going to be discussing the Bitcoin price action, crypto price action as it happened throughout the week. We had a video come out, FOMC, on Wednesday. This is kind of just, we're going to follow up and just take a look at how the trading week ended. I hope everybody had a profitable trading week. I hope you were able to capitalize on some of the setups that we went over throughout the week. That's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and just not do too much talking. Just get right into the charts. Okay. So as we see here, Bitcoin's monthly candle on the highest time frame, right? Which I'm not looking to trade the monthly candle, but I do like to get a sense of direction from the higher time frame candles to kind of give me an idea of what I should be looking for going into the next trading week, going into the next trading month, going into the next trading day, etc., right? What we can see, obviously, we had our November blow off, December kind of consolidated here. We had January push up, break the highs, settle back below, and then February was the nuke. Took us all the way down to 77,000. It's actually took us down to what was the low here? 78,258. Before March has taken us a little bit lower. We touched 76,606 with also a high of 95,000, right? So that's a very large range. So in the grand scheme, we're really playing in this range right now, right? We're playing in this range, this monthly range. This is March's range from 95,000 to 76,606. Now, obviously, that is a $20,000 range. That is ginormous, right? So there's obviously going to be plenty of trade opportunities to take in between that range. Again, I don't look to take trades based off of this month or off the monthly candles per se. Just give me a good sense of direction. So what we have seen is that obviously February came down, was very, very bearish. However, we're still holding November's monthly candle, right? We haven't even approached this low. We have basically taken about like 60-70% of this candle back. Let's see, how much of it have we taken back exactly, as a matter of fact. So from here, where we are, we've taken 23% of this candle back. That's crazy. Well, okay, that's a 23% of the candle, or it's a 23% price move. Not really 23% of the candle, I don't think, but obviously more than 23% of the candle. Anyways, so right now, what we're painting on the monthly time frame, if it were to close where it is currently, where it is right now, this is just if it were to close exactly where it is currently, what we have printed is a classic indecision candle, right? So we had a strong bearish candle. We had another candle that tried to push up higher and tried to push down lower, but ultimately is settling back down kind of in the middle, right? So this does not give us anything really to look at or to base any ideas off of, but we can say that at this point, there is no decision in markets from market participants whether we want to go lower or higher right now. However, if this candle were to finish out bullish, say we finish out around 88,000, 89,000, something like that, 87,000, that would give us an indication that the next month is going to be bullish, right? Because we're creating a bullish candle after creating support, which this is becomes support on the lower time frame. And so a bullish candle on support in an uptrend in a bullish environment signals you take bullish trades, right? You take buys. So that would be I guess that would be the idea as of right now, currently in this very moment. If it were to finish out like this, you could say a bullish candle being created on support is bullish, right? So let's go ahead and drop down into the lower time frames. We're gonna go just straight into the daily, because I feel like the daily is giving us a lot of opportunities, a lot of setup opportunities, right? So one thing that we have seen is that we've basically just been trading sideways. We had this breakout that happened on FOMC that we really wanted to see this high break and obviously not fail and kind of move our way back up into this area around 90,000 and see if we could have taken some of this liquidity before rejecting, but obviously that did not happen. Instead, we did not really get the follow through, which I talked about in the video on Wednesday. I said, I wanted to see a couple of 4-hour candles form a wick lower, but then break above the high and continue to push higher. And if we were not able to do that, then I would anticipate that we were going to come lower. I didn't think that we would really need to fill the entire gap per se, but we nearly did, right? Now, the good thing is that we are respecting this support created on the daily, right? We are respecting this support at around 82,450. So as far as I'm concerned, until we break this support, we are still leaning bullish. There's more upside capture, in my opinion, than there is downside capture, right? And again, one thing that I just love to look for when I'm looking for trades is ease of movement, right? Ease of movement. You want to see what trade, if I were to put a trade on, how difficult would it be for price to move in my direction? Well, here, if you were to put a trade on, it'd be really difficult, right? Because you obviously have a lot of candle to fill. And now, to be fair, that's all selling pressure. So it could, if we got to move above the high at 84,000 or 85,000, we could fill this candle all the way back up towards 87K, right? But we need further inspection. We need further inspection and we need further confirmation. This is not really a confirmation candle at all. If it were to finish like this, it's very weak. So it would not be a candle to confirm that price is going to go higher regardless. Okay. Now, keep in mind that this is Friday. We're coming to the week's end. So, you shouldn't really anticipate that we're going to get any confirmation candles over the weekend, right? Those are going to be waiting for Sundays and Mondays. So let's go ahead and, okay, so we created the support here. We've also created a very nice resistance area, which coincides with resistance to the left, right? This was obviously an area that tried to push up, couldn't, failed, and broke down. So this is a pretty important resistance level. This is a pretty important support level on the daily time frame. Okay, so now let's go ahead and drop down into the 4-hour. What do we see? Okay, so now we can get a little bit more clear of a picture, right? We can get a little bit more clear of a picture. What I like to do is just, I am more interested in recent price action rather than historical price action. So even though the daily support is here, we can see that on the 4-hour, we've obviously created support lower. So we could look at this around 81,600 as an area of support, as well as being printed now. We have support being developed here at the 83,540 area. Obviously, hopefully y'all can see that pretty clearly. By the way, let me know if y'all like the new chart setup, if y'all like the orange and white, or if you preferred the blue and white better. I kind of like the orange and white just because it's Bitcoin, man. We're trading Bitcoin and we're sticking to the theme, right? Kind of like the brightness of it. I don't know why. I just kind of like it. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we are creating support at this area at 83,500 on the 4-hour, and then we have resistance here that was created. Obviously, you see we wicked up, trying to push up, but we have rejected this area. So this is a nice area of resistance. Okay, so we drop down onto the 1-hour now. What are we looking like? Okay, that actually lines up perfectly. Perfect area of resistance. Pretty good area of support. I'll move that down a little bit lower. Okay. So, as it stands now, what do we want to see? Well, in my opinion, again, when I'm looking for trades, I'm looking for very clean and easy areas for price to move, right? So if you just compare these two scenarios right now, just as they stand, would it look easier to trade lower into this? where you have support, 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 right? Minor supports, granted, is minor areas of support. However, these are areas where prices reacted to and moved higher, right? It didn't move lower, it moved higher. So in my opinion, coming to take all of this price action is going to be a lot more difficult than coming to take this price action here, right? So for me, this is the easiest move to be looking for as of right now. As it stands right now, that is the easiest move for me to be looking for. So how would we be able to get to that move? It could look a couple of different ways, right? Again, we are trading, we are in this range right now that we've created from 83,470 to about 84,800. All right, so it's about a $1,400 range. So that offers some really good moves. Now, we don't necessarily need price to break out either way in order to take trades, right? What we could see is something like this, push up, boom, boom, and then reject lower, right? You take the liquidity, you try and push this high again, you fail, and then you could take that, see if we go lower and, you know, come trade towards this area. Or you could wait for a price to develop something like this, maybe a wicks down, takes this, and then next week it starts to kind of set up to where you can take a move towards the top of the range, see if we can build a base up here, breakout, right? And then you have a clean move all the way up towards the $86,400 area. It's yet to be seen, but those are things that we can plan for, right? As it stands right now, we're just ranging. And this is a very ugly range. Obviously, there's no clean moves. There's no clean moves here. There's no clean moves here. There's no clean moves anywhere, right? There's no clean moves. So we don't trade. Well, we don't trade that. And of course, it's the weekend, so we're not going to trade regardless. But you can officially mark this right here. As it stands right now, this is a no trade zone. Okay? This is a no trade zone until we get some cleaner price action to develop. If cleaner price action develops, where we get a clean run of white candles and then we get a bullish candle on support, then you could probably take it back up to the 84,800 area and see how it reacts when it gets up there. Otherwise, you just do nothing. Okay, so I feel like this is actually setting up for some really good opportunities next week, depending on how price develops. I thought that with options expiries happening today, which they did happen at 3 p.m., I thought we might be able to get a little bit of relief that would kind of push us up into this area. Maybe we don't take it all the way, but I thought maybe we could get up into here before we settle in range for the weekend, and we just didn't get that. We did not get that push, and that's okay. You know, we still do have about 2 hours until the daily candle closes, so you know, who knows what's going to happen in that daily time period. But my guess would be that we kind of just settle in this range and don't do anything for a little while until the next week opens, right? So yeah, this is I'll say it like this. So we got if we can break and close above 8,400, we got potential buys above 84,800. We got potential buys above 84,800. If we can get a close, right? Because we got this clean run of candles, and this would basically, what we would be anticipating is that price is going to correct this move down, and then we're going to correct it back towards the highs, right? Otherwise, if we were to get up into this area, just like we talk about all the time, if we were to get up here, say we get we get a candle like this, right? That's orange, right? And then we get another candle that begins to wick up first, but then come back below the wick and close, you know, something like this. Then you can anticipate that price is going to move back down into this area. And you could look to take a short there. Again, I'm not saying to do this. If this develops over the weekend, I still wouldn't do it. Regardless, I would wait until at minimum Sunday to open up. Okay, but we could see something like that happen. Otherwise, if we can get a strong close and candles to continue pushing up and respecting lows, then we could get a potential buy above 84,800. For sells, I would just have to see a lot more. I'd have to see a lot of strength coming down to the downside. So we'd have to see like a candle break and close like this below here, below, I would say even below 83,100 for me to be convinced that we can get a push up and then a continued move down. That's a terrible candle, but this is what I would have to see. I would have to see price, develop like this, something like this, and really strongly break below 83,500 area, 83,400 area in order for me to consider taking sells. Preferably what you would like to see is price gets down here, wicks down, and then closes back up, and then you can look to take buys to the clean top of the range, right? Okay, so that's your top down analysis for Bitcoin. And as you know, everything pretty much goes as Bitcoin goes. So as we look for things on Bitcoin, we'll be looking for it on alts. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just take a look. I'm just going to give a quick rundown of Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. And we'll make this, I'm going to try and make this about 5 minutes long. So, I'm not going to go too in depth with my explanations just because they're all going to line up with what I was talking about here, right? Bitcoin is the main player and everything else follows. So we got to see what we're going to get out of Bitcoin before we're going to see what we get out of anything else. However, we can still plan ahead, right? So let's go, back down now to the daily, or back up, I should say, to the daily. Go look at Ethereum. Ethereum is a really clean chart in my opinion and kind of gives us a very, 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 very easy invalidation. Very easy invalidation. Okay. What do I mean by invalidation? So it gives me invalidation because obviously we're looking to go long, right? And the idea of going long would be invalidated if we were to be able to break this daily low at 1935 and 1936-ish area. Why? We obviously had a huge push up that took us all the way to 2060, right? Just a massive, massive candle. And these next two daily candles have essentially erased all of those gains, but we have not broken the daily low set on Wednesday. And as not only have we not broken the daily low, but what we did was basically came back and retested the breakout level. And we retested it strongly and we're moving away strongly. So in my opinion, that sets us up for, as long as we don't get candles to close strongly towards 1940, towards 1938, that we should be able to, over the weekend, say we wick down. We should, again, be able to hold this level here and, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, get a break that will bring us back up towards this area on the range. So obviously y'all can see where our support and resistance areas are on the daily. We got support here at the 1950 area. We got resistance at the 2065 area. So let's go ahead and drop down to the 4 hour. 4 hours painting a really clear picture right now. This is very clean. This is very, very, very clean. Very clean. Okay, so we got resistance here. I have to drop down into the lower time frame, but it looks like obviously we tried to push up, resisted, pushed all the way back down. Haven't taken these candles yet, and now we're kind of settling in this range. Okay, this is the range. How big is this range? We'll measure it out. This is a $40 range. $40 range, so about 400 pips, right? It's about a 400 pip range. It's pretty good. It's a pretty large range to play within and to get some really good moves out of. Okay, so then we drop down to the 1 hour. Okay, so now we got a little bit more clarity. I would say that the 1 hour kind of shows that we got resistance around the $2,004 area. Excuse me. It would be hard to say whether 2020 is going to be an area of resistance, whether it's respected or not. As you can see, we got resistance here, we got resistance here. So it's kind of a messy move up. Not really as clear on the lower time frames as Bitcoin is. But again, if Bitcoin is moving, everything else is going to move in regardless of resistance. Okay, so what we do see is we got this exhaustion wick being created. Now we got a fuller body candle. This body can finish down towards 1960, probably push all the way back down towards the 1950 area. But not looking to trade that because it is the weekend, right? See, you can see we've respected this resistance, we respected this resistance, and we just bounced off, right? So what I would anticipate is that, again, we're gonna probably range here over the weekend and see if we can get some moves, some bullish candles to develop on support to go higher. But for now, there's really nothing doing, right? Even if price were to get up here and kind of like consolidate, we would need to see a strong break and a claim of this level. Like we would need to hold this level at 2,000 in order to convince me that we're going to move higher. Otherwise, we could just do something like this and break back down, right? Maybe take this high, but respect this high, and then you could look to short. So it's just going to be kind of dependent on how the month of March wants to wrap up next week. Okay, so yep. In the meantime, there's nothing to do. Again, we get bullish candles to print on support during a high volume time like London or New York session, or maybe Asian Open on Sunday. Then we could look for a trade to take to go higher. Otherwise, we just wait. All right. Nothing doing. Some clean ranges though. Some really nice ranges setting up. All right, let's go Sol now. Sol looks pretty good. Sol is very interesting. Sol is very, very interesting. So as you can see, we've just been playing within this range here. All right, we moved down, we moved up, broke, couldn't break and close lower. Then we pushed back up to the high, back up to resistance, literally touched resistance, smacked back off of it, back down to support, touched support, and now we're moving away from support. Okay, so this has offered actually some really good moves. Whether you were trying to long or short. You could have taken a short here on the daily, you could have taken a long here on the daily. On lower time frames, I'm sure there was some resistance setting up that you could have taken short to come back towards these range lows. But yeah, so right now we got a clear area of resistance around $136, a clear area of support around $125. So that is going to be about 100 pip range, about 110 pip range that you have to work within. Now, in my opinion, again, I just think that like until we get a close below something like this that will close really strong, I'm just not interested in taking any shorts. For me, shorts are exhausted. I don't know. Shorts are exhausted for me. So I'd really just be looking for long setups in this scenario. Okay, so we got the daily. Let's go drop down to the 4 hour. 4 hours painting a really clear picture as well. We got a little deviation below this area of support here. The support is being created pretty clearly. We had support created, broke down, but we couldn't break through this support and close below it. Now we're moving away, and we have a clean run of candles here above these highs, above the highs at $130. Got a pretty clean run all the way up to $134. And of course, we're going to need to see whether or not price is going to give us that opportunity on a time of volume. Not now. All right, so we break down to the 1 hour. Like I said, we got a clear area of resistance being created here. Drop down to the 1 hour, probably verifies that. Yep. We created support here, broke through it, back tested resistance. All right, we back tested this resistance area, and we are rejecting it. So we got a clean run of candles here, which probably gets filled over the weekend. Maybe not all the way, but partially, I would imagine at least. And then you can see we got from here to here, we got a good range. That's about what, a 20 pip range. It's nothing crazy, but if you can get some good pips out of it, you definitely take those. 20 pips is really all you need in order to be massively profitable. But then above that, see, we got resistance created here at $131. So you could then measure this range from $131, I'll say about to $134, $135. That is gonna be about a 32 pip range, which is really good. That's a lot better. So if you're not comfortable taking this trade, then you might want to wait for some maybe range to develop and some strength to be shown above this level, right? So if we were to, just kind of pander around and then push up and then consolidate again, you could wait for longs to develop to take you to here and see if we show strength to take you higher, and maybe you compound that, right? Because then that's a 30 pips and 20 pips, it's 50 some odd pips, whatever. You don't have to catch the whole move, but part of it, you get the gist, right? Otherwise, what we'd be looking for is price to maybe it gets up here and rejects, and then you would be looking to get a rejection here or a rejection here. That would take you back towards the bottom of this range. Me personally, I'm not in favor of that, but we'll ride with what price gives us, right? So again, very clear areas of support and resistance being created. You just have to wait for the candles to develop the way you want to. The way I want them to develop is either we push down and we create support here again, where we can get some clean range. Hopefully, just like we got a clean range of orange candles, hopefully we can get a clean range of white candles, and then develop some support that we could take towards the highs at $130. If not higher. Otherwise, we'll be looking for rejections in this area to take back down to our support. Okay? Very, 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 very simple. The way I love it. Very simple. Don't make it too hard on yourself, right? As long as price is respecting lows and disrespecting highs, we are going to continue up. And the moment that we start disrespecting lows and respecting highs, we're trending down. Very simple. And when we're not doing either and we're just moving sideways, you also got to recognize that, which is what we're kind of doing right now, right? We're just consolidating. It looks weird, but it can look like we're in an uptrend, but we're really not. We haven't moved anywhere. We're stuck between $130 and $125. So treat it as such, right? Treat it like a range until it is no longer a range and there's a clear trend. Okay? So that is Solana. Let's go ahead and take now a look at XRP. Go on to the perps, just because I like looking at the perps a little bit more. That's what we trade. All right, so XRP obviously had this really massive 10%, 11% candle that took us from 232 all the way up towards 260. Took out all of this liquidity up here, all of it. And we I'm not gonna lie, we nailed this move. Like, we nailed this call right here. This is exactly what I was looking for to start the week, and we got the move. Now we have just been on obviously a clear run down. We have taken back nearly the whole move, but we are again starting to base out. So on the daily, sorry, I wasn't even looking on the daily, but on the daily, we've got support being created here at about the 226.50 area. Okay. We have resistance being created here. It's very, very good area of resistance. We'll have to scale down to kind of, tighten that up a little bit, but we got resistance being created here at the 259 area. And again, while we've broken this low, we haven't been able to break this daily low, so we still have bullish candles intact. Until this bullish candle is either completely wiped and closed below, it still remains bullish to me. Still remains bullish. All right, so that's on the daily. Let's go ahead and drop down into the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we see that we have, this is a good area of resistance being created. This is the breakdown level. As you can see, we created support, broke down, retested that breakdown area. And then we have just been completely moving down since then. So this still looks like a good area of support for me. This looks like a throw under, right? So on the 4 hour, now we have support being created here. And this is just really messy in my opinion. Just like, so this is cleaner. This move down is definitely cleaner than this move up is. So we got some kind of mixed signals across the board, right? So this is why when signals are mixed, you do nothing. You just sit on your hands and you wait. Signals are mixed right now, so we are gonna sit on our hands and we're gonna wait. Again, it also helps that it's the weekend, so we should be sitting on our hands. But that's neither here nor there. So let's go onto the lower time frame on the 1 hour. Got some beautiful support being created here. As you can see, we pushed down, we respected, we tried to push lower, try to push lower, 1, 2, 3 different times. And we could not push below here. We've held it. And so now we've got some really ugly price action at this point. This is really ugly. So I just wouldn't be looking to trade this at all. Honestly, I don't even know if it's really worth going over trade breakdowns, because until something better develops, I wouldn't be looking to trade this at all, because this could just go sideways here like this. So we'd want to see something like this develop, where we sweep these lows and then reclaim this area. But we need better candle structure. This is really ugly. This is really ugly. Otherwise, we would get something like this, and if we close below here and accept, then we could probably take it back down lower towards the 228 area. Right? But again, I mean, this is a clean move here, so that's not something to knock. We could possibly fill this, but all this is really ugly. This is a hard area to break through, in my opinion. So with XRP right now, it's kind of just, again, you got to sit on your hands and wait, because it's not clean here, it's not clean here, and it's definitely not clean here, right? All of this is just really ugly price action. So until we get something to develop, again, bullish candles on support or clean candle runs, till we get something like that to develop for XRP, it's just don't trade it, right? You just don't trade it. Obviously, this is a massive range that we've created here from 236 to 258. It's about a 220 pip range. So it is a good range to trade, but we need price to develop appropriately before we can think about trading the range, right? And with this heavy downtrend, I'm not a trend line person, but you can obviously see we've just been in a straight line down. So in order to even, look at getting long, if you're a trend line trader, this is actually kind of creating a nice little ascending wedge. Or descending wedge, I should say. So what you'd want to see is this pop out and hold above here. Something like this. You don't want to see is move down like this. That would take us lower. Okay. But for now, just do nothing. You just sit and wait. So pretty good. It's been a pretty good week of trading. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a pretty good week of trading. You had a lot of volatility. You had a lot of moves, a lot of opportunities to get some good prices, good price action in, some good scalps in. So it's been lovely. But all right, man, we got about an hour and a half again till daily candle closes. The weekly is coming to it, like the trading week is coming to a close. So for now, we just do nothing. We will come back on Sunday. We'll reconvene. We'll see what prices look like, what we have printed on Saturday and throughout the rest of today, and see if we can get in on any trades throughout the week next week. I'm sure we'll be able to, but see exactly what we'll be looking at. We'll have a much clearer picture come Sunday. All right. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get off. If there's anything that y'all want me to look at, any other charts, any other alts, anything you want me to look at, anything you want me to go dive deeper into, thought processes you want me to dive deeper into, feel free to let me know. If there's anything you're still confused about, please let me know so I can do my best to clarify for you. But otherwise, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Close your fucking charts, close the screens, go do something in this beautiful 80-degree weather. Well, at least it's beautiful here where I am. I don't know about y'all, but it is beautiful here in Texas. So go out and enjoy this beautiful spring Texas weather and cleanse your mind of bars on a chart. That is the best thing you can do to reset for next week. That's what I'm going to be doing and be enjoying this weekend away from the charts. We'll come back Sunday and we'll see what we got. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.